Alright guys, so I'm back with another video. So bear with me if you hear something different here. I'm trying to fine tuning the sound quality, so hopefully this sounds better than the last one. Now this video here, of course, I was listening to AMC Bigum live stream last night, and I was like, oh my god, it's the same line of thinking here. And there are points in here in which I was like, oh my god, is he trying to mislead people here? And originally, of course, like I understand his passion, and I like that people are passionate about this thing. But when it comes to like information, and if it's kind of tilted towards something that is, I feel like it's misleading, this is where I want to point out here. Now, I realize myself as well, I am biased because I have GME, and I also realize that he is also biased because he have AMC, and he thinks it's better than GME. I'm the opposite camp here, right? Now, I used to be an investor of AMC as well, as you know, in my other video, I mentioned it before, that I went into it because of recovering play, and then it turned into a short squeeze play, and then it turned into, oh, it's the same thing as GME, and then it turned into, oh my god, Adam Aaron is not on our side on retail, and that's why I started to question it, and I jump out of it in stages. And the last straw that was that I felt like, oh my goodness, it's enough of this, was when he introduced Ape, and I just think it was not it was not a good decision for retail at all. And then this just another nail in the coffin for me with the split and then the conversion. Now I'm gonna pause in between this video here, and I also might cut into the two parts here. It might be too long. I want to do it justice. I just don't want to make too short a video and not really explaining myself here.
All they need to do is start focusing on.
All right, so I found it. Let's listen.
If the #1 theater chain, people going, well, it didn't help GME. Is GME the #1 electronics store?
Now, to this point, I absolutely agree with him. We're not #1 anything yet. But my point is that, would you rather invest in a company that is about to be #1 or already #1 and struggling? To me, just because you're #1 in any area doesn't make you great. What makes you great? Can you sustain it? Can you sustain to be the #1 and #1 based on not being in the industry that is going on decline? Even Adam Aaron admitted himself that the industry is declining by 35% year over year, and this is before the pandemic. And keep in mind too, Sears used to be the #1 department store for retail in the nation. What happened, right? To me, it's an inside job, just like AMC is an inside job, right? The leadership right there is not there to make the company better. They're there to load on debt and buying more asset for the bondholder. Okay. And of course, executive will be compensated handsomely for that particular task, right?
Is GME super profitable? No. Are they burning money? Yes. Are they going back to the same business model that's failing that I originally shorted them in the first place? Yes.
Now, this is kind of suspicious to me, right? Now, I don't know if he misspoke or whatever. He said that he was originally shorting it, but I think he meant like the short seller are saying that, right? As far as burning cash, sure, net profit, yes, they're burning cash, but don't you realize that they are cash flow positive? And if you Google what cash flow positive is, you would understand that that statement alone is a plus already. Net income, sure, yes, they were burning 100 or close to $100 million. That's less than what they were burning before. The fact is that they are trending in the right direction here. Okay, so please, whoever listened to this, if you listen to Bigum, obviously he has a bigger platform than me, so the likelihood that you would come across this video is very slim. But for the people who do, I implore you to read up on the balance sheet of GME and look into the company itself as far as the leadership. You would be amazed at the company and how well it run.
Yes, because their NFT flopped, marketplace flopped. So they're going back to old video game systems. Old systems, used games, collectibles.
Now, all of this stuff, of course, I make a video about the NFT marketplace before, that it's not a fail platform at all. I just think that it misunderstood everything, right? Now, I'll point that out later on, though, in this video. But look at this, right? Old system, old game, collectible. That's not true. If you've been to their website lately, you would find out that they have other stuff too. They're not just doing used game and whatever. They have pre-order gaming right now, right? They have freaking their own line of branding of physical stuff right here. What does it look? They have their own brand. I'm sure they will expand that at some point. But right now, they have, look, trade in, and he will point that out later on in his video as well. The trade in item here, iPhone, those are highly popular item to be bought at as a refurbished. With refurbished, you have higher profit margin for them too. So yes, those are good idea, and new ways of making money, right? And collectible, what do you have against collectible? Those are cute to have. You could buy it as a present. It's low cost, it's not going to break the bank, and it's going to make whoever you buy it for happy, right? So in the recessionaries, I could see people would flock to this thing to send as a Christmas gift or whatever, right? And he mentioned that, of course, I make a video about it already. I'll point that out to you, but I'll just quickly point it out here. Look, they have their own game, right? They have their own game right here. Of course, they have Mutable X game as well. They just come up with this new thing where you could just sign up for a passport, and then you could sign into your gaming Web3 without using any password. That's pretty cool. A new development there. But right here, so they have games from Immutable X in game item. They have amazing team right here, right? You could read all about it. And then on top of that, you have GameStop gaming right here. I show it in my other video already, but quickly, see all this asset? Those are new revenue stream, right? Now, excuse me. To those of you who think like, oh, who would buy this? Well, you won't, I won't, but look, there's 3,000 people already, or 3,000 copies of this was already sold. Okay, so, and guess what? They just announced a partnership with this, right? Look at this. This is amazing as well. So they partnered up with the Cybers Crew NFT, right? And what you could do is you could own your own asset, right? Now, this is just a promotion, right? They are promoting their own brand, and they are partnered up with the right people to do so. And I could see it, right? Now, again, you may say that to yourself, why would I want to buy stuff like that and wear stuff like that, right? Who would want that? Well, let's take a look. You could go out on the platform and see for yourself here. Now, currently it's sold at an Ethereum. Of course, like Ethereum fluctuates. You don't know the dollar amount, but it's sold in Ethereum. And if you look at this, there are 2,769 copy of this being sold right now. So some people are buying it. Just because you don't buy it doesn't mean that no one else is buying. In fact, 20 minutes ago, somebody just bought a copy. See what I mean? Now, so these type are new revenue stream for GameStop right here. And keep in mind too, these are high profit margin item. I mean, how much does it cost for GameStop to partner up with CyberCruise? It costs anything. If anything, probably CyberCruise, probably have to pay GameStop. I don't know what the arrangement is, but the point is they do have new business model, and NFT marketplace is far from failure, my friends.
Now, if I'm a short squeeze, I'm in this play, I'm looking over like, am I scared of the company's fundamentals? Fuck no. They're the same that basically it started when I fucking got involved. And that's why I'm saying all these like Marantz rants. Oh, who gives a fuck? Oh, AMC's so bad. God, Adam Aaron, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Focus on your CEO, bro. He's burned, billions of dollars to come up with all this shit that flopped to come up with the same old fucking business model. So if I'm a short in GameStop and I'm looking over at them going, well, they're debt free. Well, they're also not making money yet. They're also not doing anything to scare me. So I'm not going to fucking cover. They also did a reverse split. They're doing all these things to try to get retail.
Okay, I'll come back to that later. So let me just point out about the shorts are not scared of this fundamentally. Okay, so about a couple video ago, I think, or a couple live stream ago, it was pointing out the fact that the short XM volume for AMC is much higher, which I agree. Why do you think they're higher? They're higher, why? Because they know for sure that they don't have to buy this share back, ever. At the very least, at this price, at $5, they don't have to buy it back. You know why? Because more dilution is coming. Why would they want to buy at $5 right now when they could buy it at $5 after the split? Okay, keep in mind, $5 now after the split is $50, and $5 after the split would be just 50 cents. Okay, so that's what I meant by they want this to go, right? They're not scared at all to short this right now. So you're wrong. You are totally wrong. Now, let's look at GameStop. Okay, let's look at GameStop here. Are you telling me that they're not scared? Look at this, 9,000, right? They are scared to do this, and the reason why there's more is because they have to. They have to keep the price down. Now, I think he's about to go into the reverse stock split. So let me go back a little bit here.
He's burned, billions of dollars to come up with all this shit that flopped to come up with the same old fucking business model. So if I'm a short in GameStop and I'm looking over at them going, well, they're debt free. Well, they're also not making money yet. They're also not doing anything to scare me. So I'm not going to fucking cover. They also did a reverse split. They're doing all these things to try to get retail. They tried to get retail back in it. And
now, reverse stock split, I feel like this is where I feel like he's trying to mislead people here. GameStop did not do a reverse stock split. In fact, they give you more share. It's a reverse, it's a stock split dividend here. Okay, now, I mean, I could do a little bit of drawing myself here. Now, let's explain this a little bit more because I think that people will better visualize it if I write this down. For AMC, okay, when they do a reverse stock split, okay, and the conversion, after the conversion, whatever, reverse stock split will do this 10-1, right? It will, for every one share that you sell, it will mimic, okay? And I mentioned this before with my other video. it will mimic the selling pressure of 10 shares. Okay, let me say this again because it might not ring well when I explain it. So when you go to sell 1 share of your AMC, sell 1, you will mimic 10 shares selling pressure. And yes, buying pressure works the same way, but as we all know, with the market manipulation and everything, with the off exchange traded volume, they could just route it off exchange. So you would never see the buying volume. You will see the selling volume, and it will be 10 times worse than it was before. All right, back to GME. Now, he was saying that GME had a reverse stock split. No, they did not. Now, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that he misspoke. Okay, so what GME did, they did a stock split dividend. Now, stock split dividend. Okay, what happened then was when you had 1 share at, let's say, $100, just for easy math here, right? After the dividend, what do you have? You would have 4 share at 25 per share, right? If you do the total amount, it would equals to $100. So nothing changed there. But now you have more shares, right? So when you go to sell 1 share of GME, okay, it will mimic 1/4 share. See what I mean? So the selling pressure is lower if you want to go ahead and sell 1 share. Okay. Now, you might argue like, oh, if that's the case, why the price is massively down? Well, if you believe that there's price manipulation for AMC, why wouldn't you believe the same thing for GME? There's the same thing, right? They run the same or whatever. And why is this worse? All of a sudden, because all of these reasons, old console and all that stuff, right? So I disagree with him wholeheartedly on this. If anything, you want to be in GME because it has less of a chance to go bankrupt right now. I mean, I would wager that if GME doesn't do anything at all and just burn that cash that I was saying, like every quarter, just burn $100 million every quarter, they would still have 11, 15 quarter left because they have a line of credit lining up for them if they want to. $500 million line of credit. So, I mean, 15 quarters before they would have to go to shareholder to raise more fund. Right? That's assuming that they continue to burn at this rate. Right? Nothing changed at all.
Because all these things that he tried to do, they flopped. He got back to the same thing, and now, like I said, if I'm a short in GameStop, I'm not going, fuck, I gotta cover. Give me a catalyst to make me want to. They're not the number one anything. You got what? Best Buy, Target, Amazon, what? Walmart. Dude, you got Facebook Marketplace. You can go get electronics. You can get used games. You can do used consoles. You'll get more money on Facebook Marketplace if you sell your used console, your used anything. You'll get more on Facebook Marketplace than you will at GameStop. And what's GameStop going to do? We're going to give you like 1/5 of the price, or you can get store credit for 2/5 of the price. Everyone's going to go, nope, I'll just go to Facebook Marketplace and get $200 for a fucking PS4, PS5, whatever. Like I said, they're not a super scary business to me.
Well, I kind of disagree with this one, right? Of course, like, again, I might have mentioned this already, but I'll do this again. If I already did that, I would just cut this part out. Now, with the trade-in part, right? Of course, like, yeah, you can probably get better value if you just go on and kind of post your photo of the items that you want to sell. Let's say, you have an old iPhone here and you want to sell in other platform. Sure, do that. But here's the thing. This is a convenience sake, right? Yes, you're gonna get less for your value, but hey, you're already at GameStop. Why not just trade in your items here, right? So the convenience is there. Obviously, GameStop's gonna give you as less value as possible so that they could make this a high profit margin item. It's understandable, right? Now, I feel like if all of the people who in a recessionary environment, I'm sure most people would want to sell for more price at elsewhere. But here's the thing, most people are lazy. They don't want to do that. They don't want to set up an account, take a picture, try to find buyer, set up a payment rail for them to pay you, and meeting up with them, or even mailing it in for people to have that, right? So there's a lot of process that they have to go through in order to sell their old item. So I would wager that right now they have enough people who are willing to trade in their items. So, and again, if they don't, then they could just switch to have the trade-in value a little bit higher, meaning they could pay people a little bit more in order to get their electronic from them, right? It can be changed. It's not a big deal. And the fact that you think that it's not scary, well, look at the short exempt status. If they're not scared, it would have been millions of shares being short exempt. Because why? They would have to buy every single share back of GME. Look at AMC. Now, I know that you think that this is a plus. This is terrible. You see that? Because they know there's no way. They are more confident shorting this thing to oblivion than they are more confident in GME. Okay? But anyway, I think I might just end it here, but let me play a little bit further just in case.
But if AMC is debt free from this offering, they're the #1 theater fucking chain. They're expanding and getting more and more and more partnerships across the board. They have billions in the bank. They have the ability with 400 more million shares, which he would never drop. But this alone right here, I'm telling you right now, if I was a short and I saw a company had 400 fucking million shares to raise capital after they got basically, I mean, you could, like, in that scenario, obviously, I said he would keep $2 billion and move it over. If he felt the need, obviously, he could pay off the rest of the debt here. Not put put the 2.4 billion in the bank. Could obviously bank this about 1.9 billion. So, I mean, he could do whatever he wants at that point. But if I'm a short, I'll say, let's just say debt free or close to. Their cash burn's going down. Popcorn.
Credit card.
They got clothes now. New merch coming. Saudi Arabia,
which they just sold, right?
They are the 10th
for $30 million, mind you. All right, so I'll stop there. So of course it just the same talking point here. Now, of course, if that were to happen, everything that he lists, with the exception of popcorn and credit card here, GameStop already have. Okay, debt free, cash burn going down. GME already have. Close, GME already have. New merch, NFT marketplace already have. And it's proven to you that it's working. Yes, it's slow. I get it. It's slow. And for the most part, the reason why it's slow, I think, is because People don't know how to use the technology yet, but it's coming. It's coming. Just give them 5 years, 10 years. You will be fine. You know. As far as paying debt, I don't think that's in Adam Aaron minds at all. I think he's here to load on debt and buy more asset in order to, enrich the insiders here. All right, guys. So that's all I have for this one. I don't want to make it too long, but yeah. I encourage anybody who come across this video here to look into GME yourself. And yeah. Okay. Bye.